come in.
Hi, my name's Rena. I'm a nursing student at George Washington University. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Great. Can you please tell me your full name and your birth date?
Olivia Glantz, 56XX.
Perfect. Okay, well, I'm here today to do your physical assessment, but before we begin, I have a couple of questions to ask you.
Okay.
Have you had any chest pain and breathing lately?
No.
All right. Any shortness of breath?
No.
Do you have a cough?
No.
Do you tire easily?
No.
Any past history or family history of any respiratory diseases?
No.
Okay, do you smoke any cigarettes?
No.
Any living or working conditions that might affect your breathing?
No.
When was your last TB test?
August.
Okay, and was that positive or negative? Do you have
Negative.
any questions or concerns before we get started?
No.
Okay, great. Well, we're ready to start the examination now. We're going to start from the posterior side.
Okay.
Let's get through some privacy here. Okay, great. Okay, so right now I'm just looking at your back and I'm assessing the symmetry of your spine. It feels nice. Your ribs are sloping at about a 45-degree angle towards your spine, which is good. Your shoulder blades feel symmetrical on each side. Your anterior to posterior diameter is less than your transverse diameter, which is good. Your skin tone back here looks nice and pink. It's warm to the touch. It's even. I do notice that you have a few moles, though. Have you had those checked out?
I have. I've had those since I was a kid.
Okay, so they haven't increased in size at all? They haven't been itching or bothering you?
No, they haven't changed.
Okay, great. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to palpate your back. So I'm just going to place my hands here on your back, and if you could just take a deep breath for me, please. Okay, great. My thumbs are moving apart and they're moving symmetrically, which means equal, which lets me know that you have a bilateral and equal chest expansion, which is great. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to just place my hands up here, and you can either say 99 or blue moon, whichever you prefer.
I think I'll say blue moon.
Okay, great. Every time I move my hands, if you could just repeat blue moon, okay? All right, go ahead and start.
Blue moon. Blue moon. Blue moon. Blue moon.
Okay, great. Now this exercise allows me to assess the transmission of your voice through your lung vibrations, which is also called fremitus. We'll assess the transmission of your voice through the lung tissue, and increase would indicate dense material, and a decrease would indicate obstruction, but you don't have either of those, so that's great. I was just feeling for symmetry between the two sides, and I felt vibrations on both sides, and they decreased as I went down, which is perfect. That's exactly what we look for.
Great.
Okay, so now I'm just going to palpate your entire back. I'm just going to ask you to breathe normally. I'm just going to feel your back, and I'm going to be listening and feeling for crackle sounds, which would just mean that air has leaked from your lungs. So just go ahead and breathe normally for me. Okay, that's great. I don't feel any crackling in your lungs. Okay, I'm going to percuss your back now. I'm going to start at the top here by the apices of your lungs, which are the top of your lungs right here. I'm going to percuss across the top of your shoulder blades, and then I'm going to work my way down in between your intercostal spaces, which are just the spaces in between your ribs, and I'm going to be making side-to-side comparisons, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start up here. Okay, great. So what I hear is resonance, which is just a clear and hollow sound of the lungs, which is normal. I would only be concerned if there is hyperresonance, booming, or dulling over your lungs, which are not. They sound great. So now we're going to do your diaphragmatic excursion. Okay, if you could please exhale for me and hold it. I'm just going to percuss down your scapular line until you hear a dull sound. I'm just going to make a quick note. And now can you please inhale and hold it for me? I'm going to continue percussing until I hear a dull sound. Perfect, okay. You can breathe normally now. I'm just going to measure my 2 marks. 4 centimeters. That's perfect. Usually it's between 3 and 5 centimeters. You can go ahead and put your shirt down.
Okay.
And now I'm just going to auscultate your lungs, which just means I'm just going to listen to your lung sounds. If you could please just sit forward a little bit, rest your arms comfortably in your lap while I listen to you breathe.
Okay.
Each time I put my stethoscope on your back, I would like you to take a deep breath for me. But if you get a little dizzy or lightheaded because you're taking all those deep breaths, just let me know. We'll take a break, okay?
Okay.
Okay, great. Inspiration duration is equal to expiration. That's good.
Okay, so I guess.
Well, she said it. She said it clearly. You can hear it. Because I have it.
Okay.
You hear it.
Okay, so you can take here.
You can hear it. At least in the jaw, you can hear it.
Okay.
Inspiration duration sounds like longer than expiration sounds. That's good. Okay, so all your lung sounds are normal. I don't need any adventitious or irregular sounds like crackling, wheezing, or stridor, so I won't need to do any further assessments such as voice sounds. So now I'm going to move to your anterior chest, all right?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so now I'm going to start the inspection of the anterior front of your chest. I can see that everything looks very symmetrical here. Your breathing isn't labored. You have even symmetrical rise and fall of your chest, and you have even skin tone, apparent, or obvious lesions. I also noticed that your lips are pink and moist, which is a good sign of circulation. And we're going to start palpation again, okay? It's just the way we did it on the back.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you to do the same thing as we were doing before. So I'm going to place my thumbs right here along your costal margin. And I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath in. And one more time, please. Okay, great. So my thumbs are moving symmetrically again together, which means that you have equal chest expansions, which is great.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm just going to be examining the anterior front of your chest, just like we did on the back. I'm going to be placing my palms on top of your chest, and each time I place them and then move them, I'd like you to say blue moon, okay?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and start.
Blue moon. Blue moon. Blue moon. Blue moon.
Okay, great. Tremulous feels equal on both sides, which was just the vibrations that we talked about earlier. And it decreases as I progress down your anterior chest, which was the same on the back, which is great. So now we're going to move to percussions.
Okay.
I'm going to percuss your chest now, and I'm going to be listening for the same things on the anterior that I could feel on the posterior. So I'm going to be listening for resonance over your lungs, dullness over your liver, and tympany over your stomach, okay?
And what's tympany?
It's just a loud, high-pitched sound. It sounds like a drum, and you can hear it over your stomach because it's an air-filled organ.
Okay.
Okay, let's get started.
You would notice that. So I'll just verbalize it. Overall radio radiation, I'm going to have you this. Relax. First, you're going to look at it, and then you'll have it. So for any test, you're going to
Okay, so everything sounds normal. I heard resonance over your lungs, dullness over your liver, tympany over your stomach, that's as expected. So I'm going to auscultate your lungs and your anterior chest, which just means I'm going to be listening to your breath sounds. First, I'm going to start in your trachea, and then I'm going to move to the apices, or the top of your lungs, and then we'll go down to about your 6th rib, okay?
Okay.
And let me know if I'm going to place my stethoscope, and I'm going to listen for 1 full respiration cycle, which is just 1 inhalation and 1 exhalation. But if you become lightheaded or dizzy at all, make sure you let me know, okay?
Okay.
Inspiration duration is less than expiration duration. That's good. Okay, now starting at the apices of your lungs.
last community on because I did the list in the.
Okay, great. I didn't hear any abnormal or adventitious sounds like wheezing or crackling. Everything looks great today. That was the end of our exam. Do you have any questions or concerns for me?
No?
Okay, great, Olivia. Well, it was nice meeting you, and give us a call if you have any questions.
Thank you.